berinovasi, dan menginspirasi.
Kami menyalakan visi menjadi universitas unggulan di bidang ipteks yang mampu menghasilkan generasi mandiri, profesional, dan berakhlak mulia pada tahun 2035. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Wishing is not enough, we must do.
Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. Tujuan besar pendidikan bukanlah pengetahuan, melainkan tindakan. Universitas Pekalongan terbukti terdepan dalam tindakan. If someone is going down the wrong road, he doesn't need motivation to speed him up. What he needs is education to turn him around. Jika seseorang menempuh jalan yang salah, ia tidak membutuhkan motivasi untuk mempercepat jalannya. Hal yang dia butuhkan adalah pendidikan untuk mengubah jalannya. Unikal tempatnya.
Visi ini bukan sekadar kata manis yang tertulis, tetapi juga semangat tak tertepis. Nilai ikhlas, integritas, kolaboratif, humanis, loyal, adaptif, dan spiritual bukan sekadar mantra, melainkan irama pembangun jiwa. Dengan semangat ini, Universitas Pekalongan menjadi pelita bagi generasi yang berani bermimpi, yang percaya pada kekuatan ilmu, dan yang tak kenal lelah mengabdi untuk kemanusiaan tanpa batas.
Tantangan pendidikan saat ini bukan ketika komputer mampu berpikir seperti manusia, tetapi ketika manusia sudah mulai berpikir seperti komputer. Perguruan tinggi bukan tempat untuk menumpahi mahasiswa dengan tumbukan informasi saja, tetapi tempat untuk melatih kematangan berpikir dan kedewasaan bersikap.
Dilandasi oleh prinsip Good University Governance, Universitas Pekalongan melangkah dengan 5 pilar kokoh: kredibilitas, transparansi, akuntabilitas, tanggung jawab, dan keadilan. Struktur organisasi yang kokoh terjalin erat dengan sistem penjaminan mutu internal atau SPMI berbasis siklus PPEPP, menjadi benteng kami dalam memastikan keberlanjutan dan adaptasi di tengah dinamika zaman.
Kami tidak membuang waktu untuk mengejar kupu-kupu. Kami memperbaiki kebun kami, dan kupu-kupu akan datang.
Dalam setiap prosesnya, kami menyulam harmoni antara inovasi dan tradisi, memastikan setiap langkah membawa dampak yang abadi. Dengan kolaborasi internasional bersama 18 mitra global, 14 mitra nasional, dan 32 mitra regional, Universitas Pekalongan menjadi jembatan ilmu lintas batas.
Salah satunya, kerjasama monumental dengan The Water Agency, Resilience, dan VAI Belgia melalui program Green Batik Pekalongan Project senilai €68.997 adalah bukti nyata komitmen kami pada keberlanjutan yang lestari.
Masa depan bukanlah garis lurus yang menunggu di depan. Dia adalah labirin yang hanya bisa dilalui oleh mereka yang berani bertanya, yang tak takut untuk gagal. Dan mereka harus menggali makna di setiap pelajaran hidup. Mahasiswa bukan mereka yang mengejar gelar, tapi mereka yang berani menantang langit, membangun jalan menuju masa depan yang penuh kemungkinan. Live as you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. You were born to win, but to be a winner. You must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win.
Mahasiswa kami telah mencetak beragam prestasi di tingkat nasional dan internasional. Capaian kinerja mahasiswa Universitas Pekalongan tingkat internasional ditujukan melalui Best Presentation Award, Gold Medal, dan Silver Medal dalam berbagai ajang internasional.
Resting isn't important, but being happy is yes. Kuliah di sini bikin happy.
Sebagai kampus nomor 1 dan terbaik di Pekalongan versi World Endurance, Unikal telah memiliki capaian luar biasa dengan pendekatan outcome-based education yang terintegrasi dengan program MBKM. Universitas Pekalongan membekali mahasiswa dengan keterampilan abad ke-21. Kegiatan kemahasiswaan kami adalah taman indah yang penuh warna. Kami tak hanya melihat mereka sebagai penggerak perubahan.
Tantangan adalah apa yang membuat hidup menarik, dan mengatasinya adalah apa yang membuat hidup bermakna. Keren saja tidak cukup, tetapi juga harus bermakna. Dari Unikal kami belajar keduanya.
Di balik setiap prestasi kami, terdapat cerita tentang ketekunan, dedikasi, dan semangat yang tak pernah padam. Unikal telah menenun kisah-kisah gemilang yang tak hanya menghiasi lembaran sejarah, tetapi juga ajakan generasi selanjutnya untuk terus berkiprah. Dalam 3 tahun terakhir, Universitas Pekalongan meningkatkan jumlah hibah internasional. Capaian perolehan dana hibah eksternal dari pendanaan luar negeri meningkat dari tahun ke tahun. Publikasi di jurnal internasional bereputasi, publikasi nasional terakreditasi, dan ratusan HKI. Kami memastikan setiap penelitian membawa dampak nyata yang menggema.
Every accomplishment starts with the decisions to try. Setiap pencapaian dimulai dengan keputusan untuk mencoba. Aku memilih mencobanya bersama Unikal.
Di Unikal, kami tidak hanya membangun gedung-gedung tinggi, tetapi tangga bagi masa depan yang berarti. Sarana dan prasarana bukan sekadar alat, tetapi juga wahana untuk lebih bermartabat. Kami memiliki ruang penunjang mencakup seperti laboratorium, sarana pustaka, sarana olahraga dan kesenian, sarana kesehatan, sarana transportasi, dan sarana keselamatan. Disinilah segenap imajinasi mahasiswa diberi sayap untuk terbang tinggi, menjadi karya yang memikat hati, membanggakan institusi, bermanfaat bagi negeri. Laboratorium kami adalah tempat di mana teori bertemu praktik. Perpustakaan kami adalah mata air pengetahuan, tempat membasuh cakrawala keilmuan.
Unikal memiliki ruang kelas berkapasitas 30-70 mahasiswa di gedung A, B, C, D, dan E. Seluruh ruang kuliah dilengkapi dengan fasilitas lengkap dan memenuhi aspek kecukupan dan aksesibilitas. Beberapa unit penunjang Akademi Unikal telah mendapatkan pengakuan mutu dari lembaga audit eksternal. Perolehan dana dari sumber bank lain, baik dalam negeri maupun luar negeri. Transformasi digitalisasi layanan Unikal memiliki 34 sistem informasi yang mumpuni.
Lebih dari 400 program pengabdian telah dilaksanakan, mencakup inovasi teknologi seperti pengelolaan limbah industri batik melalui Green Batik Pekalongan Project. Program ini tidak hanya memberikan solusi, tetapi juga menciptakan dampak signifikan bagi masyarakat pesisir Pekalongan. Universitas Pekalongan adalah simfoni dari mimpi dan aktualisasi, tempat usaha dan doa berkelindan menjadi karya. Dalam hangatnya visi dan teguhnya dedikasi, kami mencetak generasi yang tidak hanya memandang dunia, tetapi juga mengubahnya.
Unika Jaya.
Melangkah bersama Universitas Pekalongan sebagai matahari transformasi dan inovasi.
At this university, we don't just teach, we inspire, we challenge, and we create the future leaders. A world of opportunity is awaits. Are you ready to begin your journey? Welcome to the place where the future begins.
Inilah kami, cahaya terang pendidikan, tatkala ilmu dan nilai berpadu, menciptakan generasi yang tidak hanya bermutu, tetapi juga penuh keikhlasan yang menderu. Universitas Pekalongan adalah cerita tentang keberanian, bermimpi, berinovasi, dan menginspirasi.
Kami menyalakan visi menjadi universitas unggulan di bidang ipteks yang mampu menghasilkan generasi mandiri, profesional, dan berakhlak mulia pada tahun 2035. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Wishing is not enough, we must do.
Education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belong to those who prepared for it today. The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. Tujuan besar pendidikan bukanlah pengetahuan, melainkan tindakan. Universitas Pekalongan terbukti terdepan dalam tindakan. If someone is going down the wrong road, he doesn't need motivation to speed him up. What he needs is education to turn him around. Jika seseorang menempuh jalan yang salah, ia tidak membutuhkan motivasi untuk mempercepat jalannya. Hal yang dia butuhkan adalah pendidikan untuk mengubah jalannya. Unikal tempatnya.
Visi ini bukan sekadar kata manis yang tertulis, tetapi juga semangat tak tertepis. Nilai ikhlas, integritas, kolaboratif, humanis, loyal, adaptif, dan spiritual bukan sekadar mantra, melainkan irama pembangun jiwa. Dengan semangat ini, Universitas Pekalongan menjadi pelita bagi generasi yang berani bermimpi, yang percaya pada kekuatan ilmu, dan yang tak kenal lelah mengabdi untuk kemanusiaan tanpa batas.
Pandangan pendidikan saat ini bukan ketika komputer mampu berpikir seperti manusia, tetapi ketika manusia sudah mulai berpikir seperti komputer. Perguruan tinggi bukan tempat untuk menumpahi mahasiswa dengan tumpukan informasi saja, tetapi tempat untuk melatih kematangan berpikir dan kedewasaan bersikap.
Dilandasi oleh prinsip Good University Governance, Universitas Pekalongan melangkah dengan 5 pilar kokoh: kredibilitas, transparansi, akuntabilitas, tanggung jawab, dan keadilan. Struktur organisasi yang kokoh terjalin erat dengan sistem penjaminan mutu internal atau SPMI berbasis siklus PPEPP, menjadi benteng kami dalam memastikan keberlanjutan dan adaptasi di tengah dinamika zaman.
Kami tidak membuang waktu untuk mengejar kupu-kupu. Kami memperbaiki kebun kami, dan kupu-kupu akan datang.
Dalam setiap prosesnya, kami menyulam harmoni antara inovasi dan tradisi, memastikan setiap langkah membawa dampak yang abadi. Dengan kolaborasi internasional bersama 18 mitra global, 14 mitra nasional, dan 32 mitra regional, Universitas Pekalongan menjadi jembatan ilmu lintas batas.
Salah satunya, kerjasama monumental dengan The Water Agency, Resilience, dan VAI Belgia melalui program Green Batik Pekalongan Project senilai 68.997 euro adalah bukti nyata komitmen kami pada keberlanjutan yang lestari.
Masa depan bukanlah garis lurus yang menunggu di depan. Dia adalah labirin yang hanya bisa dilalui oleh mereka yang berani bertanya, yang tak takut untuk gagal. Dan mereka harus menggali makna di setiap pelajaran hidup. Bukan mereka yang mengejar gelar, tapi mereka yang berani menantang langit, membangun jalan menuju masa depan yang penuh kemungkinan. Live as you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. You were born to win, but to be a winner. You must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win.
Mahasiswa kami telah mencetak beragam prestasi di tingkat nasional dan internasional. Capaian kinerja mahasiswa Universitas Pekalongan tingkat internasional ditujukan melalui Best Presentation Award, Gold Medal, dan Silver Medal dalam berbagai ajang internasional.
Being interesting isn't important, but being happy is yes. Kuliah di sini bikin happy.
Sebagai kampus nomor 1 dan terbaik di Pekalongan versi World Endurance, Unikal telah memiliki capaian luar biasa dengan pendekatan outcome-based education yang terintegrasi dengan program MBKM. Universitas Pekalongan membekali mahasiswa dengan keterampilan abad ke-21. Kegiatan kemahasiswaan kami adalah taman indah yang penuh warna. Kami tak hanya melihat mereka sebagai penggerak perubahan.
Tantangan adalah apa yang membuat hidup menarik, dan mengatasinya adalah apa yang membuat hidup bermakna. Keren saja tidak cukup, tetapi juga harus bermakna. Dari Unikal kami belajar keduanya.
Di balik setiap prestasi kami, terdapat cerita tentang ketekunan, dedikasi, dan semangat yang tak pernah padam. Unikal telah menenun kisah-kisah gemilang yang tak hanya menghiasi lembaran sejarah, tetapi juga ajakan generasi selanjutnya untuk terus berkiprah. Dalam 3 tahun terakhir, Universitas Pekalongan meningkatkan jumlah hibah internasional. Capaian perolehan dana hibah eksternal dari pendanaan luar negeri meningkat dari tahun ke tahun. Publikasi di jurnal internasional bereputasi, publikasi nasional terakreditasi, dan ratusan HKI. Kami memastikan setiap penelitian membawa dampak nyata yang menggema.
Every accomplishment starts with the decisions to try. Setiap pencapaian dimulai dengan keputusan untuk mencoba. Aku memilih mencobanya bersama Unikal.
Di Unikal, kami tidak hanya membangun gedung-gedung tinggi, tetapi tangga bagi masa depan yang berarti. Sarana dan prasarana bukan sekadar alat, tetapi juga wahana untuk lebih bermartabat. Kami memiliki ruang penunjang mencakup seperti laboratorium, sarana pustaka, sarana olahraga dan kesenian, sarana kesehatan, sarana transportasi, dan sarana keselamatan. Disinilah segenap imajinasi mahasiswa diberi sayap untuk terbang tinggi, menjadi karya yang memikat hati, membanggakan institusi, bermanfaat bagi negeri. Laboratorium kami adalah tempat di mana teori bertemu praktik. Perpustakaan kami adalah mata air pengetahuan, tempat membasuh cakrawala keilmuan.
Unikal memiliki ruang kelas berkapasitas 30-70 mahasiswa di gedung A, B, C, D, dan E. Seluruh ruang kuliah dilengkapi dengan fasilitas lengkap dan memenuhi aspek kecukupan dan aksesibilitas. Beberapa unit penunjang Akademi Unikal telah mendapatkan pengakuan mutu dari lembaga audit eksternal. Perolehan dana dari sumber bank lain, baik dalam negeri maupun luar negeri. Transformasi digitalisasi layanan Unikal memiliki 34 sistem informasi yang mumpuni.
Lebih dari 400 program pengabdian telah dilaksanakan, mencakup inovasi teknologi seperti pengelolaan limbah industri batik melalui Green Batik Pekalongan Project. Program ini tidak hanya memberikan solusi, tetapi juga menciptakan dampak signifikan bagi masyarakat pesisir Pekalongan. Universitas Pekalongan adalah simfoni dari mimpi dan aktualisasi, tempat usaha dan doa berkelindan menjadi karya. Dalam hangatnya visi dan teguhnya dedikasi, kami mencetak generasi yang tidak hanya memandang dunia, tetapi juga mengubahnya.
Unikal Jaya.
Melangkah bersama Universitas Pekalongan sebagai matahari transformasi dan inovasi.
At this university, we don't just teach, we inspire, we challenge, and we create the future leaders. A world of opportunity is awaits. Are you ready to begin your journey? Welcome to the place where the future begins.
Inilah kami, cahaya terang pendidikan, tatkala ilmu dan nilai berpadu, menciptakan generasi yang tidak hanya bermutu, tetapi juga penuh keikhlasan yang menderu. Universitas Pekalongan adalah cerita tentang keberanian, bermimpi, berinovasi, dan menginspirasi.
Kami menyalakan visi menjadi universitas unggulan di bidang ipteks yang mampu menghasilkan generasi mandiri, profesional, dan berakhlak mulia pada tahun 2035. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Wishing is not enough, we must do.
Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belong to those who prepared for it today. The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. Tujuan besar pendidikan bukanlah pengetahuan, melainkan tindakan. Universitas Pekalongan terbukti terdepan dalam tindakan. If someone is going down the wrong road, he doesn't need motivation to speed him up. What he needs is education to turn him around. Jika seseorang menempuh jalan yang salah, ia tidak membutuhkan motivasi untuk mempercepat jalannya. Hal yang dia butuhkan adalah pendidikan untuk mengubah jalannya. Unikal tempatnya.
Visi ini bukan sekadar kata manis yang tertulis, tetapi juga semangat tak tertepis. Nilai ikhlas, integritas, kolaboratif, humanis, loyal, adaptif, dan spiritual bukan sekadar mantra, melainkan irama pembangun jiwa. Dengan semangat ini, Universitas Pekalongan menjadi pelita bagi generasi yang berani bermimpi, yang percaya pada kekuatan ilmu, dan yang tak kenal lelah mengabdi untuk kemanusiaan tanpa batas.
Tantangan pendidikan saat ini bukan ketika komputer mampu berpikir seperti manusia, tetapi ketika manusia sudah mulai berpikir seperti komputer. Perguruan tinggi bukan tempat untuk menumpahi mahasiswa dengan tumpukan informasi saja, tetapi tempat untuk melatih kematangan berpikir dan kedewasaan bersikap.
Dilandasi oleh prinsip Good University Governance, Universitas Pekalongan melangkah dengan 5 pilar kokoh: kredibilitas, transparansi, akuntabilitas, tanggung jawab, dan keadilan. Struktur organisasi yang kokoh terjalin erat dengan sistem penjaminan mutu internal atau SPMI berbasis siklus PPEPP, menjadi benteng kami dalam memastikan keberlanjutan dan adaptasi di tengah dinamika zaman.
Kami tidak membuang waktu untuk mengejar kupu-kupu. Kami memperbaiki kebun kami, dan kupu-kupu akan datang.
Dalam setiap prosesnya, kami menyulam harmoni antara inovasi dan tradisi, memastikan setiap langkah membawa dampak yang abadi. Dengan kolaborasi internasional bersama 18 mitra global, 14 mitra nasional, dan 32 mitra regional, Universitas Pekalongan menjadi jembatan ilmu lintas batas.
Salah satunya, kerjasama monumental dengan The Water Agency, Resilience, dan VAI Belgia melalui program Green Batik Pekalongan Project senilai €60.997 adalah bukti nyata komitmen kami pada keberlanjutan yang lestari.
Masa depan bukanlah garis lurus yang menunggu di depan. Dia adalah labirin yang hanya bisa dilalui oleh mereka yang berani bertanya untuk gagal. Dan mereka harus menerima setiap pelanggaran. Mahasiswa bukan mereka yang mengejar gelar, tapi mereka yang berani menantang langit, membangun jalan menuju masa depan yang penuh kemungkinan. Live as you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win.
Mahasiswa kami telah mencetak beragam prestasi di tingkat nasional dan internasional. Capaian kinerja mahasiswa Universitas Pekalongan tingkat internasional ditujukan melalui Best Presentation Award, Gold Medal, dan Silver Medal dalam berbagai ajang internasional.
Welcome to FEB Unikal, the Faculty of Economics and Business at Universitas Pekalongan. Located in a modern campus building, it offers comfortable classrooms, vibrant communal spaces, and well-equipped meeting rooms.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Profesor Dr. Mahirun SEMSI, Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pekalongan. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis atau FEB Unikal berdiri pada tahun 1981 dan sampai dengan tahun 2025 ini sudah memiliki 3 program studi, yaitu program studi Strata 2 Manajemen, program studi Strata 1 Manajemen dan Akuntansi.
Here, we prepare future leaders through a supportive learning environment, modern facilities, and strong academic values.
FEB Unikal memiliki visi menjadi fakultas unggulan dalam pengembangan dan penerapan ilmu ekonomi dan bisnis yang menghasilkan lulusan berjiwa kewirausahaan tahun 2035.
The management program provides an adaptive and technology-driven curriculum. Students sharp their skills in entrepreneurship, finance, marketing, human resources, and leadership.
FEB Unikal memiliki sumber daya yang memadai dalam bentuk dosen dan tendik. Jumlah dosen di FEB Unikal memiliki kualifikasi yang sangat memadai dalam bentuk jabatan fungsional yaitu guru besar dan lektor kepala dan juga jabatan akademik doktor dosen-dosen yang ada di FEB Unikal.
Counting program, students master technical skills and ethics with interactive learning, updated technology, and lab practices.
FEB Unikal merupakan satu-satunya fakultas yang memiliki kelas internasional. Kelas internasional yang ada di FEB didukung juga oleh kerjasama yang luas dari FEB Unikal. Dari sisi kerjasama internasional, kami bekerjasama dengan Vietnam, bekerjasama dengan Malaysia, Brunei, Thailand, Timor Leste, dan beberapa negara-negara yang ada di Asia.
The international class prepares students for the global stage, fully in English, with collaborations from institutions like Arvi University in India. FEB students shine through achievements like Ekoporia, entrepreneurial team competing in national innovation events. Research at FEB is more than academics. It's about finding solutions, creating impact, and building a sustainable future. Through community service, we share knowledge and inspire change. Real projects like digital marketing training bring hope and empowerment to local communities. Our 6 students' organizations offer platforms to grow leaderships and soft skills. The Capital Market Study Group, or KSPM, builds financial literacy through seminars, competitions, and hands-on trading sessions. At FEB Unikal, we don't just learn economics, we build the future with it. Join us and let's grow together. Welcome to FEB Unikal, the Faculty of Economics and Business at Universitas Pekalongan. Located in a modern campus building, it offers comfortable classrooms, vibrant communal spaces, and well-equipped meeting rooms.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Profesor Dr. Mahirun SEMSI, Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Pekalongan. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis atau FEB Unikal berdiri pada tahun 1981 dan sampai dengan tahun 2025 ini sudah memiliki 3 program studi, yaitu program studi Strata 2 Manajemen, program studi Strata 1 Manajemen dan Akuntansi.
Here, we prepare future leaders through a supportive learning environment, modern facilities, and strong academic values.
FEB Unikal memiliki visi menjadi fakultas unggulan dalam pengembangan dan penerapan ilmu ekonomi dan bisnis yang menghasilkan lulusan berjiwa kewirausahaan tahun 2035.
The management program provides an adaptive and technology-driven curriculum. Students sharp their skills in entrepreneurship, finance, marketing, human resources, and leadership.
FEB Unikal memiliki sumber daya yang memadai dalam bentuk dosen dan tendik. Jumlah dosen di FEB Unikal memiliki kualifikasi yang sangat memadai dalam bentuk jabatan fungsional, yaitu guru besar dan lektor kepala, dan juga jabatan akademik doktor dosen-dosen yang ada di FEB Unikal.
Counting program, students master technical skills and ethics with interactive learning, updated technology, and lab practices.
FEB Unikal merupakan satu-satunya fakultas yang memiliki kelas internasional. Kelas internasional yang ada di FEB didukung juga oleh kerjasama yang luas dari FEB Unikal. Dari sisi kerjasama internasional, kami bekerjasama dengan Vietnam, bekerjasama dengan Malaysia, Brunei, Thailand, Timor Leste, dan beberapa negara-negara yang ada di Asia.
The international class prepares students for the global stage, fully in English, with collaborations from institutions like Arvi University in India. FEB students shine through achievements like Ekoporia, an entrepreneurial team competing in national innovation events. Research at FEB is more than academics. It's about finding solutions, creating impact, and building a sustainable future. Through community service, we share knowledge and inspire change. Real projects like digital marketing training bring hope and empowerment to local communities. Our 6 students' organizations offer platforms to grow leaderships and soft skills. The Capital Market Study Group, or KSPM, builds financial literacy through seminars, competitions, and hands-on trading sessions. At FEB Unikal, we don't just learn economics, we build the future with it. Join us and let's grow together.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm regard to each and every one of you. Honorable, the Rector of Universitas Pekalongan, Dr. Andi Kushermanto, SAMM. Honorable, the First Vice Rector, Ms. Zahro, SAMSE. The Second Vice Rector, Dr. Ahmad Suharto, SH. The Third Vice Rector, Mr. Fajru Sidki, SPD, MHum. Honorable, the Head of LPMU, the Head of LPPM, the Director of PPDK, and the Deans in Universitas Pekalongan or their representatives. Honorable, the invited speakers. The first speakers, Professor Dr. Mahirun SAMSE, as the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Pekalongan. Second speaker, Ms. Nuraidah Abu Hasan, PhD, from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. And the third speaker, Ms. Teresa Freitas Bello, PhD, from Dili Institute of Technology, Timor-Leste. And the fourth speaker, Dr. Phu Hong Zhang from An Giang University, Vietnam. And the fifth speaker, Assistant Professor Dr. Chairong Chai Kambang from Kalasian University, Thailand. And honorable to the distinguished guests and all participants joining us today in this place and online through Zoom meeting. We would also like to express our sincere gratitude to the supporters of this event, IAI and IAEB, as well as to our co-host, Universitas Pamulang, Universitas Batanghari Jambi, ITS-NU, Universitas Wijaya Putra Surabaya, UNIS, Universitas Labuhan Batu, ITB Adias, Universitas Majalengka, Unisnu Jepara, and Universitas Muria Kudus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Faculty of Economic and Business International Conference 2025 Universitas Pekalongan. With the theme, Navigating Business and Financial Transformation in the Digital and Sustainable Era, Adapting Economics, Management and Accounting Practices for Resilient Future. We are truly honored to have distinguished speakers and participants from across the world joining us to explore ideas. I'm Alda, that will be your master of ceremony today. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin this agenda, let us start with a prayer by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you. May this event run smoothly and successfully. And then, singing the national anthem Indonesia Raya, Mars Unikal, and Salam Ikhlas, we kindly invite everyone to stand.
Journey Sivitas Akademika Unika, bakti kami untuk nusa bangsa. Ku berjanji memenuhi panggilan negara, kesetiaanku untuk Indonesia. Marilah semua membangun negeri tercinta. Perguruan tinggi kita berdasarkan Pancasila pasti unikal dan jaya. Kita Sivitas Akademika Unika siap sumbangkan daya cipta, menjunjung alma mater dan persaudaraan, membina persatuan kesatuan bangsa. Marilah semua membangun negeri tercinta. Amalkan perguruan tinggi kita berdasarkan Pancasila pasti unikal dan jaya.
Salam ikhlas, integritas, kolaboratif, humanis, loyal, adaptif, spiritual. Thank you. Please be seated. Next, we kindly invite Mr. Muhammad Nuskan Abdi, SAMM, to lead the prayer.
Ya kan? Roll dulu lah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Marilah sejenak kita menundukkan kepala seraya berdoa kepada Tuhan Yang Maha Esa agar kegiatan ini berjalan lancar dan membawa manfaat bagi kita semua. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin hamdan syakiran hamdan na'iman hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yakfi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala sayyidina Muhammad. Salatan tunjina biha min jamil ahwali wal afat wa taqdilna biha jamil hajat wa tutahhirna biha min jamil sayiat wa tarfa'una biha indaka darajat wa tuballighuna biha aqsal ghayat min jamil khairati fil hayati wa ba'dal mamat. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan yang Maha mengetahui dan Maha bijaksana, segala puji dan syukur kami panjatkan kehadirat-Mu atas limpahan rahmat, taufik dan hidayah-Mu, sehingga pada hari ini Engkau izinkan kami berkumpul dalam kegiatan Faculty of Economics and Business International Conference Universitas Pekalongan tahun 2025. Ya Allah, berikanlah keberkahan dan kelancaran atas kegiatan ini. Jadikanlah forum ilmiah ini sebagai ruang untuk memperkuat semangat keilmuan dan kolaborasi lintas gagasan guna menjawab tantangan transformasi bisnis dan keuangan di era digital dan berkelanjutan. Tuntunlah kami semua agar dapat saling berbagi ilmu, membuka wawasan serta melahirkan pemikiran yang memberikan manfaat. Jadikanlah kami insan yang inovatif dalam berpikir, kolaboratif dalam bertindak, humanis dalam bersikap, loyal terhadap kebenaran, adaptif terhadap perubahan, dan spiritual dalam setiap langkah ikhtiar kami. Ya Allah, jauhkanlah kami dari kesombongan ilmu dan karuniakanlah kepada kami kejarian hati dalam menerima kebenaran. Ampunilah dosa-dosa kami, kedua orang tua kami, para guru, dosen, dan pembimbing kami. Berikanlah kepada mereka balasan terbaik atas segala kebaikan dan dikasihnya. Allahumma rabbana la tad'alna fi majlisina hadza dhanban illa ghafartah wa la aiban syatartah wa la hamman illa farajtah wa la dhurran illa kasyaftah wa la daynan illa daitah wa la maridan illa syafaitah wa la hajatan min hawaijid dunya wal akhirah illa qadaytaha ya Allah ya rabbal alamin. Allahumma ij'alna wa ahlana wa aulatana wa talamidana wa dhurriyyatana min ahli ilmil khair wa la taj'alna wa iyyahum min asyarri wal dhair. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzabannar. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wasallam. Bi fadli subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad Nuskan. And the next agenda is speech by the committee leader. We kindly invite Ms. Dina Amalia Mahmudah, MACC AKCA, to deliver her speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Rector and Vice Rectors, distinguished speakers and guests, peace and blessing be upon us all. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. All praise is due to Allah Subhanahu wa taala who give us his blessing and guidance, supporting the successful implementation of the Faculty of Economic and Business International Conference 2025 with the theme Navigating Business and Financial Transformation in the Digital and Sustainable Era, Adapting Economics, Management, and Accounting Practices for Resilient Future. May blessing and peace always be upon of our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, whose guidance keep inspiring us to seek knowledge and give positive contribution to society. On behalf of this organizing committee, I sincerely thank all of parties in their invaluable contribution in this international event. Special appreciation to our co-host university, including Universitas Pamulang, Universitas Batanghari, ITS NU, Universitas Wijaya Putra, Universitas Selamat Sri, Universitas Labuan Batu, ITB Adias, Universitas Majalengka, Universitas Islam Nahdlatul Ulama Jepara, Dili Institute of Technology Timor Leste, Kalasin University Thailand, Angiang University Vietnam, Universitas Muria Kudus, and Capiz State University Philippines. And also to associations that support this event, International Association of Economic and Business, Ikatan Akuntan Indonesia, Compartment of Central Java. We also honored by the participant distinguished speakers today from several countries, Dr. Andikus Hermanto from Indonesia, Profesor Dr. Mahirun from Indonesia, Ms. Teresa Firtas Belo PhD from Timor Leste, Dr. Wu Hangdong from Vietnam, Ms. Nuraidah Abu Hassan PhD from Malaysia, and Assistant Professor Dr. Chairun Chai Kambang from Thailand. Their insight and expertise will enrich our understanding of ongoing transformation and business, financial management, and sustainable practices in the digital era. This conference compromised into two agendas. The first day, which is today, international conference and call for paper, and there are already about 98 papers collected for many universities from Dili Institute of Technology, ITB Adias, ITS NU, STIE Suta Atmaja Subang, STIE Syariah Putra Bangsa, UIN Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid, Universitas Batanghari, Universitas Diponegoro, Universitas Islam Nahdlatul Ulama Jepara, Universitas Labuan Batu, Universitas Majalengka, Universitas Muria Kudus, Universitas Pamulang, Universitas Pekalongan, Universitas Selamat Sri, Universitas Wijaya Putra, and Capiz State University Philippines. And we continue our agenda with second day, which is tomorrow. We will hold a collaborative community service program that will be held at Kampung Batik Kauman, and then we continue to Limun Oriental, and last to the Museum Batik Kota Pekalongan. We hope that this event has strengthened international academic cooperation and generated impactful contribution to our society and global community. I express my deepest gratitude to all co-host universities, supporting associations, keynote and plenary speakers, participants, and the entire organizing team whose dedication and hard work have made this event success. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala guide us in our future collaboration. Thank you for your coming. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dina Amalia. And then we will hear speech and the official opening of this event by the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Pekalongan. So we kindly invite Professor Dr. Mahirun S.A. MSE. Next, we will have a speech by Mr. Muhammad Fitra Yudi Triatmaja MACC AKCA as the head of IAI Pekalongan, which will be presented through a video.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. My peace and blessing be with us all. The Honorable Rector of the University of Pekalongan, Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Pekalongan, esteemed speaker from Malaysia, Timor-Leste, Vietnam, and Thailand, distinguished FABIC organizing committee members, representatives from our co-host University, ladies and gentlemen, participants and guests, on behalf of the Indonesian Accounting Association, Central Java Region, Pekalongan Residency, I would like to express our appreciation to the Faculty of Economic and Business, the University of Pekalongan, for organizing the prestigious and timely event. It's a great pleasure to be here today at FABIC under the highly relevant and forward-thinking theme, navigating business and financial transformation in the digital and sustainable era, adapting economic, management, and accounting practice for a resilient future. This theme reflects the global shift we are currently facing and also serve as a moral call for academic practitioners and professionals in the field of economic management and accounting to continue adapting, innovating, and collaborating. We believe that the insights shared by our distinguished speaker, along with the spirit of collaboration present today, will contribute meaningfully to shaping a more resilient and sustainable future. We wish all participants a successful and impactful conference. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the keynote speech, we are honored to welcome the Rector of Universitas Pekalongan, Dr. Andi Kushermanto, S.A.M.M.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Teresa Freitas Bello, PhD, Dili Institute of Technology, Timor-Leste. The Honorable Associate Professor Chairung Chai Kambang, PhD, from Kalasin University, Thailand, via Zoom. and the Honorable Dr. Phu Hung Dang, Angiang University, Vietnam, the Honorable Nuraidah Abu Hassan, PhD, University Technology Mara, Malaysia, and I appreciate all of co-hosts, Universitas Pamulang, Universitas Batanghari Jambi, ITS-NU, Universitas Wijaya Putra Surabaya, UNIS, Universitas Labuhan Batu, ITB Adias, Universitas Majalengka, UNISNU Jepara, Universitas Muria Kudus, Kalasin University, Angiang University, Dili Institute of Technology, and Kepis State University, Association, International Association of Economic and Business, Ikatan Akuntan Indonesia atau IAI. Thank you very much for supporting this international conference. Slide, please. Yes. The next. Distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, today two words define the trajectory of our global future are digitalization and sustainability. Over the past decade, these two forces have not only transformed industry, but have redefined the very foundation of how organizations operate, compete, and endure. Digital transformation is no longer just about adopting new technologies. It is a fundamental redesign of business model, decision-making processes, and institutional culture. At the same time, sustainability has evolved from a compliant requirement to a strategic priority, focusing not only on environmental responsibility, but also on social equity and governance. Next. Let us look at the empirical evidence. A recent study published in the Journal of Business Research revealed that companies which integrate digital strategies and sustainability objectives simultaneously exhibit 30% higher resilience during global crisis, including pandemic and geopolitical disruption. Conversely, failure to embrace this change has come at a significant cost. According to McKinsey 2023, nearly 70% of digital transformation initiatives fail, primarily due to fragmented execution and lack of alignment with long-term value creation. The World Economic Forum 2024 further report that over 50% of companies facing operational losses during energy or climate crisis had no clear sustainability framework in place. This figure confirms what we know. The future belongs to those who transform holistically. The problem is, despite the growing awareness, many organizations still treat digital transformation and sustainability as isolated agenda. Many businesses need digitalization. Digitalization is often relegated to IT department, while sustainability is assigned to CSR team. This fragmented approach limits innovation, increase operational inefficiencies, and dilute impact. For instance, a company might implement artificial intelligence to optimize logistics, but neglect to assess its digital carbon footprint or consider supply chain ethics. The siloed strategy results in missed opportunity and exposes the organization and reputational, regulatory, and market risks. So, what does true integration mean? Next slide. Integration means designing digital ecosystem that serve sustainable outcomes. This integration involves deploying low-carbon digital technologies such as cloud computing powered by renewable energy, utilizing data analytics for ESG tracking and reporting, embedding sustainability metric into enterprise resource planning system, redesigning workflow to be energy efficient, transparent, and inclusive. In short, it's not digital first or sustainable first. It is digital for sustainability. That's mean the integration mean. And then next, Distinguished audience, this integration is not optional. It is the core strategy to resilience and performance in volatile world. For the reason, the first is complex global environmental. We are facing overlapping crises from climate instability to technological disruption. Integrated organizations are more agile, adaptable, and future-proof. And the second reason is investor and regulatory demands. Regulatory frameworks such as the Europe CSRD, IFRS Sustainability Disclosure Standard, and China Green Finance Guideline demand digitalized variable ESG reporting. Investors are now evaluating digital maturity and ESG performance as core requirement for funding. And the third, stakeholder expectations have shifted. Millennial and Gen Z expect brand to be fast, transparent, and ethically driven. Integration strengthens brand equity and customer loyalty. And the fourth, empirical performance. According to Sustainable Accounting, Management and Policy Journal in 2023, and study by Vitola et al. 2023 in the Sustainable Accounting Management Policy Journal, firm with integrated ESG digital strategies experience significant growth in market value and return on asset. And then a number of companies have demonstrated how digital transformation can be effectively aligned with sustainable goals. For example, CATL developed the digital carbon tracking for battery supply chain and have secured at 10 billion USD contract with BMW for zero emission batteries. Improve its ESG rating by 2 levels within 2 years. And another example or case is Tencent. Tencent can increase investment in climate tech and green AI by cover 40%. Optimize energy used in a data center through AI-driven efficiency and achieve an AA ESG rating and become a benchmark in digital governance in Asia. So I have some conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. We no longer face a trade-off of efficiency and sustainability. We are challenged to design a future that is smart, ethical, and resilient. Digitalization and sustainability are not parallel paths. They are convergent forces. One without the other is either unsustainable or ineffective. As a rector, I believe academia has a crucial role to play in shaping the future. Through research, curriculum design, and public discourse, we must foster leaders who can think systematically, act ethically, and innovate responsibly. Let us navigate this transformation not with fear, but with clarity, collaboration, and purpose. That's all. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the insightful speech, Dr. Andi Kushermanto. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is signing of the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, between Universitas Pekalongan and Dili Institute of Technology, Timor-Leste. And we kindly invite Dr. Andi Kushermanto and Ms. Teresa Frietas Pelo, PhD, to be at the signing table. Okay, next. Next, handing over the certificates and souvenir to the distinguished speakers. So first we invite Dr. Andi Kushermanto, and it will be presented by the Dean of FAB, Professor Dr. Mahirun. Please, sorry, Dr. Andi, please remain still in the front because next, and Professor Mahirun, please, Miss Teresa also joined to the handover of certificate and souvenirs. Please remain still because after this we will take a photo session together. Okay, please remain still because we will take a photo together. So we also invite the Vice Rector and then the PPDK to join in front of the stage to take a picture together. Okay, we also invite the LPMU and then PPDK and also LPPM and the other deans of Universitas Pekalongan. We also invite from UBKK to join this photo session. We invite also from the Yayasan to join these photo sessions together. Okay, please remain still. And to all the participants, okay. Okay. To all participants, please stand because we will have a photo session together. And for the participants in the Zoom meeting, please turn on your cameras and join us in a virtual group photo. Once again, to the Zoom participants, please feel free to turn on your cameras and join us for a virtual group photo. Okay, thank you very much. And we also present the online certificates to our distinguished speakers who are joining us in Zoom meeting. So please, for the online speakers, please turn on your cameras so that we can take a photo and screenshot it. Okay, so first, we will present the certificate to Ms. Nuraidah Abu Hassan, PhD. And next, we also will present the certificates to Dr. Vu Hong Zhang from An Giang University, Vietnam. All right, thank you. And last, we invite Assistant Professor Dr. Chai Kambang from Kalasin University. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin our plenary session featuring 5 distinguished speakers who will each share their perspective on critical business and financial topics in today's global landscape. Before we begin, allow me to briefly introduce our moderator that will guide us through these sessions. Dr. Melisa S.A. M.Com, DBA from Universitas Pekalongan. And for the distinguished guests, you may leave the room for continue the activity. Okay, before we start the session, I would like to introduce Dr. Melisa. She is currently a lecturer at Faculty of Economics and Business, specializing in management. She completed her Doctor of Business Administration in 2020 at the Graduate School of Business, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Dr. Melisa is actively involved in academic research, publications, and conferences. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our moderator, Dr. Melisa.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and welcome to all the participants. How are you today? Okay. Are you ready to listen to interesting topics from our speakers? Okay, good. Okay, allow me as a moderator to begin our activities today by expressing my gratitude and enthusiasm for the holding of the seminar with the theme Navigating Business and Financial Transformation in the Digital and Sustainable Era. In the midst of the acceleration of digital technology and the demand for sustainable business practice, transformation in business is no longer an option, but a necessity. So today, together, we will hear the sharp thoughts of great speakers who will discuss various approaches, strategies, and interesting case studies in guiding sustainable and digital-based change. Okay? I would like to invite our two speakers who attend this conference offline to join here with me. So please give very big applause for Professor Dr. Mahirun from Pekalongan University and Dr. Teresa Freitas Bello from Dili Institute of Technology. Please join with me. Okay, I would like also to greet our speakers who joined in the conference online. So please give very big applause for first Dr. Nuraida Abu Hassan from University Technology Mara, Dr. Fu Hongdong from Angyang University, and Assistant Professor Dr. Khairung Chaikambang from Kalasin University. Okay, our first speaker is Professor Dr. Mahirun. How are you, Prof? Okay. Okay, Professor Dr. Mahirun. He's a lecturer and Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business at Pekalongan University. He also generates many publications and involved in many international conferences. And today, Professor Mahirun will present about the role of foreign investment and IDX composite improving the economic in Indonesia. Okay, Professor Mahirun, you can present your slide around 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you, moderator. With permission from all the speakers, Miss Teresa, Miss Nuraida, Mr. Fu Udong, Miss Khairung Chaikambang, okay, and all the participants. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mahirun Din Feb Unical. I am glad to see you right now. Now I'm gonna share you about my research title, the role of foreign investment and IDX, composite improving the economy in Indonesia. Why I am tell you this research? Because Indonesia is our nation. We should know about our own economic growth. The goal of this presentation is to make you understand the factors that influence economic growth in Indonesia. So let's get started. Introduction. Okay, next. Investment plays an important role in macroeconomic theory as a driver of increased production capacity through the adoption of new technology. The neoclassical growth model emphasizes the contribution of investment to economic growth, while Keynesian theory highlights the role of public investment in creating jobs and increasing aggregate demand and productivity, according Blender. In developing countries, limited saving result in adequate domestic investment to drive economic growth, necessitating foreign investment to expand employment opportunities. Increased production capacity promotes export and transfer technology to support development and community welfare. Next. Research shows that financial institution and financial system structure play an important role in economic growth. There is a causal relationship between economic growth and financial market development, whereby economic growth has an impact on market capitalization ratio. The development of capital markets also has a positive correlation with economic growth, although the impact is more significant in developed stock market. Additionally, the countries with flexible judicial system, the influence of capital markets on economic growth becomes stronger. Okay, you can look the graph of gross domestic product, in 2008 to 2024. In 2008, Indonesia GDP was 4,954,000 million, and in 2024, it will be 22,139,000 million. Next. Over the past 17 years, Indonesia gross domestic product has grown significantly, reaching 346.89. On average, gross domestic product has grown by 9.93% annually, with the highest growth occurring in 2010 at 22.28 and the lowest in 2020 at minus 2.46%. Based on signal theory, this study explored factors that influence the Indonesian economic through GDP indicator, such as monetary policy, indicator inflation and BI interest rate, investment, domestic investment and foreign investment, market sentiment from IDX, composite, and international trade, export and import, which are considered important in improving people welfare. Okay. Then literature review and hypothesis formulation. Number one is signaling theory. The concept of signaling was first introduced by Arkelov in the context of products and labor markets. Further development was made by Spence through his signaling equilibrium theory, which states the high-quality companies can differentiate themselves from low-quality companies by sending credible signal about their quality to the capital market. And number two is investment. Investment is a key component in driving countries' economic growth. Theoretically, increased investment will boost trade and practicum volume, which in turn will expand productive employment opportunity and increase per capita income, GDP, and public welfare. Moyo and Rooks emphasize this investment is positively correlated with long-term economic growth, in line with the theory that investment is one of the main drivers of economic growth. And Indonesia Composite Index, or IDX Composite, as defined by the Indonesian Stock Exchange, is a stock market index that measures the overall performance all of listed stock on the main and development board. In surveys, as a statistical indicator reflecting the aggregate price in movement of those stock and is one of the key benchmarks used to assess the Indonesian capital market. Then, economic growth theory. Economic growth theory is a key indicator of a country development, reflecting increased industrial production, infrastructure development, expansion of education, capital goods production, and growth in the service sector. Various theories have explained this phenomenon, including the Hardt-Domar, Solos neoclassic, and Schumpeterian growth theories. The Hardt-Domar models emphasizes the role of capital accumulation, labor, and resources, assuming its fixed interest rate. In Corontas law, allow for variable interest rate, suggesting that fluctuation in interest rate influence saving and investment behavior. This model highlights that economic growth in developing countries can be driven by a combination of capital accumulation, labor, and technological advancement. And you can look the empirical model. Our study focused on empirical testing of the variable that influence inflation, Bank Indonesia interest rate, or the main BI 7-day repo rate is the same. IDX composite, foreign investment, domestic investment, export and import, and the model empirical study is presented by the figure. Okay, next. And hypothesis development, H1. Inflation has negative effect on gross domestic product. H2. Bank Indonesia interest rate has a positive effect on the gross GDP. H3. IDX composite has positive effect on GDP. H4. Foreign investment has a positive effect on gross domestic product. H5. Domestic investment has a positive effect on gross domestic product. H6. Export has positive effect on gross domestic product. H7, import has negative effect on gross domestic product. And the research method, next. Okay. This study utilizes secondary data obtained from the Indonesia Stock Exchange and National Economics Reporting spanning 2008 to 2022. The variable analyzed include inflation, Bank Indonesia interest rate, IDX composite, foreign investment, domestic investment, export, import, and GDP. To address the research objective, multiple regression analysis was employed with GDP as the dependent variable. Okay, let's move on. Result and discussion. On average, inflation reached 4.74% with a hike of 11.96% and a low of 1.43%. For gross domestic product over the 15-year period, the average is at 2,102,001.06 with the highest value of 2,988,636.5 and the lowest value of 505,218.8. You can like this, you can show the table. Okay, next. And the test result of the influence of each variable on the Indonesian Composite Index variable using the regression-less area shown in the table. Okay, and based on the table, we can determine the influence of each variable as follows. Okay, number one. Next. Okay, testing the effect of inflation on gross domestic product. The study revealed that inflation has a positive but statistically insignificant effect on GDP, indicating that rising inflation in Indonesia does not significantly influence economic condition, despite its impact on reducing purchasing power. Nonetheless, inflation remains a critical concern for policymakers as it may hinder economic growth. Effective and well-targeted inflation control policies are essential to support sustainable economic development. And then, testing the effect of Bank Indonesia interest rate on GDP. Of funding, Bank Indonesia interest rate has a positive and insignificant effect on gross domestic product. An increase in the benchmark interest rate is not able to encourage investor and potential investor to invest in the productive sector, but rather invest their fund in financial institution with less risk, so that the economic growth rate does not experience a significant increase. In other words, interest rate policy will be more effective if it's low, because then investment interest in the productive sector will increase. Testing the effect of IDX composite on gross domestic product. Our finding is that IDX has a positive and insignificant effect on gross domestic product. IDX composite, which is an indicator of capital market development and reflects market sentiment, is able to increase gross domestic product, which is an indicator of Indonesia's economy growth. Capital conditions are macroeconomic variables and a reflection of good economic condition, so that an increase the value of IDX composite will increase investor interest because the expectation of obtaining a return is higher. This also proves that there is strong correlation between capital market condition and economic condition in a country. Another point that can be made the positive effect on capital market development on productivity levels, thereby increasing economic growth. Our finding support the research that state IDX composite has a positive effect on gross domestic product. Bara and Mura, Adam and Okoro, and Afrizal and Farlians. Number 4, testing of effect of foreign investment and gross domestic product. The result of study found that increase in foreign investment can significantly increase gross domestic product. Resource development through various research and development activities, including the technology transfer, as well as the availability of employment, is proven to be able to increase economic growth. Countries with limited capital and resources needs require foreign investment as the main driver of the fulfillment of their resources. A stable macroeconomic environment is very important to be a concern to encourage greater foreign investment, especially in the manufacturing and service sector, including in labor incentive industries. Our research support the research conducted by Ahmed, Solistiawanto and Kaloj and Istiqomah. Number 5, testing the effect of domestic investment on gross domestic product. The result of our study found that domestic investment has a negative and insignificant effect on GDP. Domestic investment our study is not able to drive to economic Indonesia to reduce unemployment, reduce poverty, increase productivity, and also increase export. Domestic investment is considered insufficient to drive economic growth because there is a gap between the need for a capital and the ability to save. And number 6, testing the effect export on GDP. Export in our study has positive but insignificant effect on GDP. The gain in national income obtained from export activities are not able to increase GDP in real terms. So although the contribution is positive, it is not significant. To be able to make a real contribution in the long run, the government needs to take export policies in the form of export promotion to stimulate the business world on the industrial world to produce export-oriented goods and services. And the last, testing of effect on import on gross domestic product. The result form of import have a positive but insignificant effect on gross domestic product. The increase in the flow of goods and services from import is not able to have a real impact and on economic growth. The tendency to import can make the productivity of domestic goods and services decline. However, the rapid expansion of import, particularly import of intermediated and investment goods, rises as a direct result of accelerated economic development and even economic restructuring. In conclusion, the main result of this study indicate of the independent variable is a wall after GDP by 96.4%, which indicate the appropriate selection of independent variable. Further findings show that foreign investment and IDX composite have a positive and significant effect on GDP. Meanwhile, inflation, BI rates, export and import saw a positive but insignificant effect. Conversely, domestic investment has a negative but insignificant effect on the GDP. Okay, like this table model summary. Implication. The study showed that over the past 15 years, Indonesia's economy has remained heavily dependent on foreign investment. And repeat again, heavily dependent on foreign investment. This dependency is reasonable in the context of a developing country, given the role of foreign investment in the job creation, technology transfer, and meeting domestic needs. However, the promote long-term economic independence, strategic government policies are needed to strengthen the domestic capital market, which has been proven to contribute to economic stability. In addition, building local production capacity is also important, both to reduce dependency on export and to optimally utilize natural resource potential in order to increase national income. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude my presentation, allow me to read a pantun or rhyme in Indonesian, okay? Cakep. Okay. Vape unikal selalu membaur. Memenuhi instruksi sesuai aturan. Mohon maaf untuk segala tutur. Presentasi ini mungkin agak ngelantur. Oke. Once again, oke. Melihat Unikal sekarang megah membahana. Akreditasi naik semua bahagia. Walaupun presentasi saya sederhana, saya ucapkan terima kasih, semoga bisa menerima. Okay, thank you for your listening and joining. See you next time. All participants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Dr. Mahirun. Please give applause for Professor Dr. Mahirun. Okay, the key point is that foreign investment play a crucial role in driving Indonesia economic growth, and foreign investment inflows strengthen the capital market, while the positive IDX Composite Index attracts more global investors. Okay, now we continue to our second speaker. Our second speaker is Dr. Nuraida Abu Hassan from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Dr. Nuraida, can you hear my voice?
Yes, clearly, Dr. Melisa. Can I share my slide?
Okay, Dr. Nuraida, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, are you ready to present your
Sure.
topic? Okay, Dr. Nuraida, she is a senior lecturer and a head of accreditation of prior experimental learning at Faculty of Administrative Science and Policy Study and Institute of Continuing Education and Professional Study. She has many publications and research grants. Dr. Nuraida will share topic about diversity, equity, and inclusion in global human resource strategy. Okay, Dr. Nuraida, you can start your presentation, and the duration for presentation is 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Melissa. Okay. Assalamualaikum and very good morning to everyone. To especially first and foremost, I would like to give a sincere gratitude to the dean, to the rectors, and to the organizer who are giving me the opportunity to give the to be with all of us today with the distinguished panel. Okay, the topic for my today's session is DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion in global HR strategies. I will start my presentation with one statement. Okay, when we talk about DEI, okay, which is celebrating the diverse or diversity of people, while for the common goods. Okay, while fostering them in the common good is actually the key for the business success. Okay, why and how? Okay, so we start with the report. Okay, from the McKinsey stated that the leading companies nowadays, okay, increasingly view diversity and inclusions as a key driver for the competitive advantage. When we talk about the competitive advantage, what's meant by competitive advantage? It is how the organization different with one organization with the other organization. It is something that uniqueness the organization must have. Okay, reflecting their commitment to social justice, corporate responsibility, and regulatory compliance, while also positioning as a central for the business rules. Therefore, right, in the organization, the key driver to initiate the DEI is actually for every department, but we must look into the strategies made by the human resource department, or the role played by the human resource is crucial. Okay? It's very crucial and important to put the HR initiative, right, to fostering the inclusive workplace that unlock the full potential for in the diverse workforce. We start, okay, with the concept, okay, to make it clear what's meant by diversity, equity, and inclusions. Okay, diversity from the term is mean that we recognize the different ways of people work. Okay, in terms of perspective, thinking, culture, gender, so forth. Okay, means everyone is different. Right? Equity, on the other hand, is about the ensuring the fair treatment, opportunities, and advancement to the everyone. Okay, advancement in terms of succession planning, promotions, right? And inclusion is how we are creating the workplace when everyone feel respect, values, and fully able to participate. From these three terms, if you can see, right, the three terms have a different concept or element. Okay, what I can say that these three have a different in terms of the idea, the diversity of the people, but we must put them in equal treatment and put them to put them in same purpose, which is inclusions, right? So it is challenging, but yet meaningful and need to be put as a priority in the organization. How we convert from the differentiations or the different perspective with the teamwork, right? Therefore, okay, when we look into the organization are now growing, expand. Okay, multinational companies, transnational companies, and even the small SME also look into the global workforce. Okay, what means by global workforce? When the organization expand across border, face a different cultural, legal, and social dynamic that make them fostering the inclusive in the workplace. Again, it's very challenging, but important and essential. Right? Therefore, human resource department play the important role in develop and execute the DES strategies that promote the fairness, respect, equal opportunities, and globally diverse workforce. Okay, this is just a statement, but it's not just a statement, but we must put in the practice. Okay, so by looking into the studies, okay, numbers of studies have been proven that the data that when we have a diversity in the organization, the performance increase, the resilience, business sustainability, employee engagement, okay, customer loyalties. All right, this is the outcome from the DEI. Right, that's why the small or big organizations, okay, must put the DEI as one of the strategy to remain survive in the business. The most important thing is having the genders, we consider the ethnic diversities, okay, cultural diversities, and part of partial genders equalities, right? Okay, what is the strategic wheel, or we can say what is strategic drivers that the HR must focus on? Okay, when we talk about human resource or human capital, okay, we're starting with the process of selections, promotions, okay, succession planning, right? All of this is actually the effort that must HR focus on. Okay, by looking into this wheel, you can see that the employee engagement and belonging, how the different people come from a different perspective and culture, we must create them to have the sense of belonging, right? Social learning is through a social learning. Okay, training, communications, part of it. DEI education and training, the program initiative done in the organization. Most of the companies, especially the big firm, the public listed companies, they provide a lot of human capital awareness program, okay, to respect the other cultures and help them to work, okay, in the positive environment. Right? Workforce recruitment, okay, the recruitment also must be transparent, right, fair to everyone, and the policy, okay, used by the firm also must be support the DEI initiative. Again, the internal talent and review development. This is part of challenging when we want to look the talent come from the diverse background with the same metric. Okay, the advantage must be the companies or the HR departments must look what is actually the indicator, right, to select the right employee, the right talent from this diverse force. Okay, and then last is the most important thing today, right? Same with the things that have been delivered by the Dean, okay, regarding the data, okay, regarding the importance of GDP. All this relate with the data reporting, right? The decision making nowadays not only based on the research and so forth, but we also must drive with the data and reporting, analytical data reporting, right? So the ideas from the various person in the organizations put in the data and then make a conclusion. What I mentioned is that as a human resource department, right, when you want to make a decision, right, instead of having this qualitative data, we also must put as a quantitative reporting. Okay, for example, we have a lot of reporting. For example, index on the customer happiness, the employee happiness index, right? Customer net promoter score. All of this must put into these strategic priorities to enable or strengthen the DEI effort. Okay. Okay, now we look into the practical aspect. Okay, how to drive the DEI initiative in the organization. Okay, we have numbers of initiative. Okay, this is the most top initiative, okay, in the human resource, or we call it in the human capital aspect. Implement the diverse hiring practice. Yeah, it's not easy to having this implement the diverse hiring practice again, right? The HR must understand about the different cultures, policies, right? The policies, the perspective, to set up the metric for EDI, right? And then number 2 is promote the pay equity. Right? This is the most important things when we talk about how to attract the employees to work in the organization. It's not only the DEI, but again, the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, reward given to the employees must be based on the performance, right? And then mentorship. Okay, mentoring, talent development, process of interview, all of this will lead to the DEI initiative, selecting the right employee from a diverse background. Okay, even though we have a different perspective and different culture, but yet the goal is only one. What is to ensure that everyone in the organization can contribute for the business performance. Right? So all this initiative is meant not only for one employees, but it come from a different background and cultures, to make sure everyone in the organization, right, must contribute to the business performance, engage and participate, right, to the business groups. Now, all these DEI initiative must be included from the selection process until the promotion process. Right, this is what we call the HR driven DEI initiative. Must be embedded in the policies of the organizations. When we talk about the landscape of DEI, okay, right, so this is the landscape, is common framework, okay, the organization must consider when they want to implement the DEI, okay, right, not want to implement, must implement it. The first one is respect the regional differences, okay, regional differences, every country, okay, we cannot say that this size fits to all the country. For example, the term is not one size doesn't fit all. Right? Every countries or every organization must have a different DEI initiative which is support or appreciate their regional differences. Okay, and at the same time they must localize the legal framework. In Malaysia, we have this term global, thinking global but understanding the local. Okay? Right. Challenges in standardization. This is important things that we must always have the standardizations, right? Even though we come from a different perspective and background and culture. Right? Standardization will drive everyone to the same goal. Okay, but yet this is the challenging but need to be implemented. And impact of global event on DEI priorities. If we look back into the COVID-19 pandemic, right, we can see that during the COVID-19 pandemic, everyone must have the equal access to digital. Right, okay, and everyone must work in the flexible working arrangement, flexible work, their workstation, right, what we call the flexible working hours. So the impact of global events regards the equality, fairness, right, inclusions, this is also because of the push factor from the global event, right? Okay, now we look into the challenges. These challenges will be moved to become the opportunity if the organization able to mitigate or resolve the challenges, right? Okay, something that's become challenging to the company, but if the company able to convert the challenging to the opportunities, it can create a good outcome, right? So what is the challenges? Again, when we talk about change, culture, the resistance of culturals, okay, unconscious bias will be happen. Right? It's not easy to make everyone with a different culture, okay, different perspective to have the same direction of the business. Right? We learn about the transformation, the change transformation from the resistance to the acceptance. The process, the fast is not easy, but again, we need to face it, okay, until everyone is understand that celebrate the differences is key to business success. Okay. Number two, inadequate metric and accountability. Okay, we talk about the HR initiative to select the right employee, the right talent in the global workforce. The issues or question is how to measure. What is the best indicator? What is the best metric to show that the talent from the workforce, global workforce, this is challenging, right? And number three is regarding the underrepresentation in leadership. We cannot deny whatever that the company want to explore. The most important thing is not only the policy, right? Okay, but the leader to deliver their role, to put as a role model, right? To influence, to convince their members, to support the idea of inclusions, okay, idea of equity and celebrating the differences. Okay? Working together as a team from a diverse background is not an easy task to do. Okay, it starts from the transformational leaderships, charismatic leadership, and also the participative leadership. So the leadership play the important role in promoting the DEI initiative. When we talk about leader, it's not only the HR department, but also include everyone in the organization. Okay, and then remote work and digital inclusion gaps. Okay, this is part of partial regarding the challenges, digital gaps. Right? Okay, nowadays we talk about the digitals, the transformation, the AI and so forth. This must be tackled by the organization to make sure the DEI initiative, the equity and inclusion is still there, even though we are actually we actually compete with the AI. Okay, human resource or human capital still number one as compared to the machine, especially in terms of emotional intelligence. We still need to have a human to work in the organization, right? So how HR want to balance between the digital needs and also the human requirement, human needs and talents. Okay. Okay, now look into the strategic role in advancing the DEI. Okay, this is the thinking about the strategic direction, means we are thinking about how to survive for the forward-looking organization. What organization want to achieve in 10 years, in 20 years, right? So they must have this talent acquisition and inclusive recruitment. Right, talent acquisition and inclusive recruitment. We cannot nowadays focus on promoting from the inside, but we also must look into the potential from the global workforce, right? Getting the employee come from a different countries to share their ideas, okay, perspective, and yet it become a good synergy. Okay, when we have a numbers of people from a different country work in our organization, right? The most important thing, we have two outcome. The first one is synergy. And number two is relate with the ideas and innovation, all right? And training and development within the DEI mind, right? It's not the training and development, but how you train your staff, your employees in the organization, how we train the employee work in the organization to be respectful and understand the cultural barriers, okay? And number three is ERG, Employee Resource Group, and mentorship. Okay, the concept of mentoring is common in HR, right? But how we want to having this employee resource group, okay, from a different background of the employees, the leader must play their role. And lastly is inclusive performance management, right? The KPI, the indicator must be acceptable and acceptable by everyone. Okay, must put everyone in the same indicator. Okay, must based on the metric, okay, not based on the other indicator. Okay, inclusive performance management. Okay, the organization must have this indicator or index. Okay, ensuring equity through HR policy. Okay, when we talk about the unity, the last inclusions, the most important thing is how we bound everyone in the same directions through the policies, law and regulation. Okay, for example, in Malaysia, I think also in most of the ASEAN country, we have the percentage of the women as a board of directors requirement in the listed firm. Okay, in Malaysia, we have 30% of the board of directors must be female directors. For example, the policy actually give we call that the policy that encourage, okay, or promote the compliance on the gender, okay, equality. And the others, we also look into the diversity in terms of culture, right? Inclusive hiring and promotion practice, accessible learning and development, transparent grievance and feedback mechanism, and also flexible working environment. All of this is actually the issues, but yet must be put in the policy. So everyone must follow the same policy to make them inclusive, right? Okay. The outcome from the DEI. Okay, we talk about the first one is relate with the business performance. Okay, most of the researchers starting from 2020 until now prove that the DEI will increase the business performance and sustainability. Right? But we look into the most narrow down. Right? What is actually the impact of DEI? First is employee engagement. Right? In the definition, we look into the diversity, but this diversity will give an outcome for the engagement, right? From the heterogeneous to the homogeneous, which is employee engage each other, working together, okay, in order for the company success. Net Promoter Score, right? The client, the customer satisfaction increase. Why? Because when we work with everyone in different culture, they have a different idea about what is actually the customer preferences, okay, the client needs and requirement. They understand their own local needs, right? And it will increase the customer loyalty and gain the sales and market shares. And employee turnover drop. This is what we want. Okay, employee work-life balance. Employee turnover. They are feeling secured, even though they are working with diverse background. But the organization treat them fairly, right? The sense of belonging, right? So makes them work happy, and this employee turnover will drop. Right? So DEI is not it is part or partial the important agenda of the company, right? To ensure that company survive, right, and remain in the business, they must put DEI initiative in their own forward-thinking agenda. Okay. Leadership commitment. I make a conclusions regarding the DEI. It is about the governance. Okay, it's about the governance matter. It's about the corporate governance matter. The model of inclusive behavior lead by example. The board of directors, the chairman of the company, the managers must play their role to show that how DEI is important. Respect each other. Okay, understanding the barriers of the employee. Okay, the barriers about the employee, and also understand the culture of every employee to make sure that everyone can work right in the same direction. The goal is only to make sure that everyone have the power to engage, to contribute, and to deliver to organization. Feel engage, not only participate, but engage in the organization activities. Data-driven DEI planning and outcome reporting. Right, nowadays, the report is a power, the knowledge is a power. Okay, so when we talk about DEI, we must have the report, we must have a statistic to show that how DEI is helping the company to boost the performance. It's not just only the policy, but it must be proved with the research. Okay, so my conclusion is that the human resource, okay, when we look into the human resources part, human resource serve as strategic driver in ensuring the diversity, equity, and inclusion across a global operation. Integrating the DEI in every stage of employee life cycle is actually the key for the company performance. HR must create the inclusive workplace where everyone can strive to achieve the company performance successful. While DEI journey is ongoing, strong governance, authentic engagement will help the organization to unlock the full potential of the diverse and empowered workforce. Okay, so I conclude that even though the DEI have a different element, okay, different element in terms of concept and definition, but putting together the DEI initiative will make everyone work to contribute for the company's success, for the company growth, and to make sure that the company can sustain right in the organizations. I think that's all for my talk for today topic. Dr. Maliza, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Eda. Thank you very much for your presentations. The point is that diversity, equity, and inclusion has become a strategic pillar in human resource management at the global level. Thank you very much. So next we continue to our third speaker is Dr. Teresa Freitas Bello. She's a lecturer at the Faculty of Business and Management and also Director of External Quality Assurance at Delhi Institute Technology. Furthermore, he also produced many research and publications in grants and involved in many conferences. How are you, Dr. Teresa? Okay. Is this your first time in Pekalongan? Okay. Okay. Dr. Teresa will present about risk management in volatile markets in Timor-Leste. Okay, Dr. Teresa, you can do your presentation in 20 minutes.
Okay. Good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you so much to the Dean and faculty member and all. I can talk in Indonesia, but I prefer English. I will talk about the risks. Can I stand here? Okay. I would like to talk about risk management in volatile markets in Timor-Leste because, as you all know, that Timor-Leste is a new nation. We separate from Indonesia 23 years ago, and but it's like we learn from Indonesia as well. So I would love to present my papers, please. Okay, for the economic itself, Timor-Leste it's rely on imports, goods from Indonesia, Vietnam, China, and other countries. because we don't have like the domestic production inside our country. So it's a good, it's something good for short term, but for the long term, it's it's a risk itself. And if we see for import dependent economy, we cannot argue when the inflation happen, because all those goods that we use in Timor-Leste, it's we import from the major exporter is Indonesia, because we have mixed up and every basic goods that we import from here. And if we cannot do if we have a problem like a COVID-19, and right now it's the war between Russia and Ukraine, and right now the recent one is Israel with Iran, so the fields, the prices go high. It's something good for Timor-Leste, because our economic it's depend on our revenue for the government. It's from the petroleum funds. So in the other hand, it's a good thing for Timor-Leste, but in the other sides, we do face inflation. It's quite higher. We have to spend a lot of money, so it's not a good one. Okay, please. And our for the we do have currency. We use US dollar. It's a good one, but in the other hand, our central bank laws its politics to control the inflation itself. And for the declining oil income, it's a shock for the government, because Timor-Leste already lost. It's not a loss, but for the one income, we our Bayu Undan. For the petroleum, it's drained out, so it's no longer sustainable for the Timor-Leste. And for the rising fiscal needs, because we use dollars, so if we want to do the policy to decrease the inflation, our government cannot, because it's using other country currency. It's not sustainable as well. And for the public investment and service delivery is at risk, because public investment, if for foreign to come to Timor-Leste and they want to invest in our country, it's a lot of bureaucracy. And it's not, because if you want to build or to open your business in Timor-Leste, at least you have to join with one Timorese people. And like I say, if even she or he doesn't have the money, just put their name and you can give them shares. So it's risky for the foreign investors. And for the service delivery, it's we don't have a lot of airplane. The ship and everything, it's from outside, so it's a risk. During COVID-19, it's really the prices in our country is skyrocket, because everything become expensive. Because for those goods who import from Indonesia, took before the COVID, it's maybe 3 till 4 months, but after the COVID, it's 6 to 1 years because of the bureaucracy. Next, please. Okay, so the objective from our paper is like we want to adopt effective risk management strategy to tailor to its unique vulnerabilities and structural realities. So I hope with this paper can help my governments and other countries that face similar issues like Timor-Leste. Next, please. Okay, for the literature review, I would love to talk about the market volatility because it's in this one way, like it's the degree of variation in asset prices, and it's measured by standard devaluation. So it's risks for Timor-Leste because we really rely on revenue from petroleum. So the natural resources is not lasting forever. I said before, the one petroleum post is already gone. So the government want to extend to the other economic, like they want to diversify the revenue as well. And for the source of market volatility, it's like a global commodity prices like oils. One funny thing is even we do have petroleum, but we still import the fuels, especially from Indonesia, because our government sold the crude oil, not the finished one. So, and for the exchange rate, the good thing is we use US dollar. If the exchange rate US dollar is higher, then everything is okay. But if in the future the exchange rate is drop, so our government will face difficulty to face the challenges. And the third one is a policy and political uncertainty, reduce investor confidence and delay investment. In Timor-Leste, it's because a lot of investors, they want to invest in Timor-Leste, but by using US dollar, it's become expensive. Everything become expensive itself. Next, please. Okay, so for the volatility in emerging and for the markets, it's for the all revenue dependence, it's like a Timor-Leste case, and trade deficits because most of our goods we import from overseas, and we only have exportation for coffee only to some countries. So it's not till 20%, so it's really, really low. And our weak institution itself and low private sector participation, because everything are happen in Timor-Leste. A lot of Timorese says, oh, okay, it's on government, it's not on us. So why we should do or we should create the opportunity for others. So everything rely on governments. Next, please. Okay, for the risk management theory, it's for Markowitz in 1952. It's he introduced the modern portfolio theory. So how to balance the risk return, because if we cannot balance the risk, then we will lose our money. And for the sovereign wealth funds, like Timor-Leste, we do have like a petroleum fund in United States of America. That it's a good things, but in long term we are running out of funds. So it's right now it's only 18 billions. So maybe in the long term it will a great risk for the Timor-Leste. Next, please. Okay, so for the risk management guidelines, here is for the ISO. It's 3100 promotes 8 principles for like integration, structure, customization, inclusivity, dynamics, evidence, and human factors and improvements. But all this we mess up. So, and for the risk, the process is like how to identify the risks, analysis, evaluation, treatment, and monitoring. But sometimes we didn't implement it well, because when we face the risks, then okay, just let it go. So right now we do have a very trouble. We are in trouble. Okay, please. Okay, so the research methodology that we apply, we use like a qualitative descriptive via literature review, and we use the secondary data from our Banco Central de Timor-Leste, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and etc. After that, we do the triangulate sources and thematic content analysis. And the last one is we use qualitative and basic quantitative analysis. So here is the current market volatility and underlying risk in Timor-Leste. The first one is like a macroeconomic risk, like the real GDP growth improved only from 2.4%. And so the GDP is improved and the inflation is a decrease. It's a good one, but it's not really. And the financial and currency risk using USD like limits for the political, for the monetary policy. And for the exposed to US interest rate change. And the third one is a trade in Indonesian rupiah and Australian dollar create currency risk, because sometimes if the Australian dollar is the exchange rate is higher than United States dollar, so it's not really good for the Timorese government. And for the third one, operational and trade disruption risks. We only do the exportation, but the importation is from 2023 and 24. It's a rise, it's not decrease, because we still dependent on the goods from overseas, so it's not a good one. Okay, so the fourth one, we do have like a political and regulatory risk itself, because we do have like a weak legal enforcement, license delays, because for doing business in Timor-Leste it took forever. But I hope in the future our government can make changes so to attract more foreign investors to do their investment in Timor-Leste, because especially in October this year, I hope Timor-Leste will become the member of ASEAN. Okay, so for the environmental and climate risks, for the private sector developments, we do like a floats back in 2021. It's a 3rd of April. We have floats entire of Delhi city, so it's not really good for the economic. And for the over 16% of our population depends on the agriculture. So because our government also implements for the to the beneficiary to receive the funding from the government without doing nothing. So it's for some Timorese. Okay, so every month the government give me the money, so I will not do something to improve my well-being. So I will just depend on the subsidy from the government. And it's like 16, it's more than 16%, so it's really not good, or it's not really sustainable for the Timor-Leste. It's a tiny country, it's not a big like Indonesia. Okay, next please. Okay, for the risk management strategy in Timor-Leste, the first one, it should be fiscal prudence and petroleum fund sustainability. Because for our public expenditure for the government, we have to rely on petroleum fund. So it's not really good. So maybe in the future, the government and our central bank should do the investment for others economic. And like economic diversification, it's not, because we have to learn from Arabic country who has like a lot of petroleum, but right now they are become more severe, like on tourism. So maybe in the future, Timor-Leste government should invest on tourism, agriculture, and other things. And two regulatory and legal reforms, like low FDI and poor business environment. Right now, I think Indonesia also face the same challenges because it's Chinese in everywhere. If they do have like a good business, it's okay. But if they are selling the vegetables, and so why they should come to Timor-Leste or Indonesia for the good one? And financial sector stability. It's a pity because it's a lack of credit access to the small or micro and medium enterprises to extend their business. So maybe in the future, maybe the governments should do that. And for the climate adaptation and infrastructure resilience, like floods, droughts, and erosion. Because in Timor-Leste, our roads, the infrastructure is really low. I'm not here to judge, but it's a reality because even the roads, it's like built in 1 month. Before the inauguration, it's already collapsed. So maybe the government should put more attention on it. It's better to pay higher or just to waste money because it's not a good thing for the Timor-Leste. And for the supply chains risk management, our infrastructure fragility, because we do not have like a great roads or for the shipping. So maybe in the future, the government should strengthen it and import concentration, inflation, because if we do rely on importation, so the prices will go high and we cannot control it. Next, please. Okay, so for the institutional role in risk governance, the first one is institution or the actor is our Ministry of Finance. Show like a fiscal policy formulation oversight of petroleum funds, because for the public expenditure since our independence 2022, every fiscal funding is only 65 million, but till today, 2025, it's more than 2.6 billion. So it's skyrocketing, so it's draining our fund away. And the second one is Banco Central de Timor-Leste. It's like our central bank to do like a supervision, to have to control it. And the second one is banking sector stability. Right now, we only have one bank. Timor-Leste Bank is Banco Comercio de Timor-Leste. And other is Bank Mandiri, BRI, BNU, and INZ from Australia and New Zealand. Okay, so if we see for the Banco Central de Timor-Leste, it's like to do the systematic risk monitoring. They have to. And for the Chamber of Commerce, they have to build like financial system resilience, because everything just, okay, because of the party, so everyone can do whatever they want. And the third one, it's like for business representation, like a private sector inclusion. Because before my presentation, we already hear about the diversity, equity, and inclusion. So it's better for the government of Timor-Leste to put on practice. And for the civil society organization, they have to do advocacy for the transparency, where the money goes. Because every year we do have like a lot of money to spend, but we only receive the, like, it's tiny, it's a little bit more than we expend. So for the finance management or for the risks, if you have like your salary, $50, and you spend 5,000, it's not sustainable. Next, please. Okay, so this is our discussion because of the time. I will have to, next, please. Yeah, it's on. Next, please. Okay, for the conclusion, okay. So, right now, Timor-Leste face multi-phase risk streaming from structural economic dependence and limited diversification, because in already 23 years of independence, we still not have like for the markets, for the stock market. We only hear. That's why it's very important to do itself. And for the climate vulnerability, because we do not have the well infrastructure. So if we face raining, then in no time we have floods. Banjir, we have it, and for maybe in from our papers can help our government to to do economic diversification through agriculture, tourism and manufacturing, and to prepare better future for Timor-Leste. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation, Dr. Teresa. The key point is that risk management in the volatile market in Timor-Leste is becoming increasingly crucial given the country's high dependence on the petroleum funds, global commodity price fluctuation, and structural challenges of the domestic economy. Okay, before we continue to our fourth speaker presentation, I would like to greet our participant. Okay, all participants, are you still here with me? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, we will continue to the next speakers. Our next speakers is Dr. Phu Hung Do. Dr. Phu, can you hear my voice?
Yes. Good morning, Dr. Beniza. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, good morning, Dr. Phu. Okay, Dr. Phu, he is a lecturer and also head of Accounting and Finance School in Nguyen University, Vietnam. He also experienced in generating many research publications. Dr. Phu, nice to meet you again since our last meeting in visiting lecturer activity last month. Okay, today he will present about consumer animosity and intention to buy and product judgment. Okay, Dr. Phu, you can start the presentation, and the duration for presentation is 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. I will share my slide. Everybody see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. So first, I would like to thank very much for the dean, the staff, the faculty members, and organizer offer me a best opportunity to talk to all of you. Today, I would like to share with you one of my research project. As you know, I work for An Giang University, and this is one of the member of Vietnam National University in Ho Chi Minh City. And usually the VNU, Vietnam National University, provide the staff with research fund. And this is one of the research project I work for the Vietnam National University. My research is about marketing, so it's quite different from Professor Mahiran in finance, Dr. Norada in human resource, Dr. Teresa is about risk management. My research is more relevant to consumer behaviors and in marketing in international environment. So I would like to do research about the consumer animosity, the anticipant and the effect of consumer animosity. First, my presentation including 4 parts. First, I tell you about the research objective, and then the research design, and the result, and some implication for sustainable development. The research objective of my research is threefold. First, we identify the prominent countries and the assistance of consumer animosity to by the Vietnamese consumer. And the second one, we test the measurement structure of consumer animosity. We consider between formative and reflective structure. And the last one, we analyze how Vietnamese consumer animosity impact some other fact like willingness to buy goods from foreign country, intention to visit, and some other. About our research design, this is quite big research with 6 study. First of all, we have based on the theoretical background, empirical study, and research context. We build up the research and we have a qualitative research design and the quantitative research design. Follow the two design, we have 6 study. The first one is the group discussion with 3 groups. For this first study, we would like to explore the target country. I mean that we consider Vietnamese consumer have animosity towards which country, and we find confirm the existence and the origin of the animosity. This is the first one. And the second one, we have deep interviews with 17 customers. They are deep interview to confirm again the existence and the origin of animosity before we do survey. And the first survey is just the preliminary survey. Sorry, I forget to tell you about what is consumer animosity. Is it the negative emotion of consumer to a specific country? And in the literature review, consumer animosity will have impact on willingness to buy or something like that. So for the third study, we try to understand what is the which is the target countries. Consumer animosity may come from economics, come from political war or something else. It depends. Given that Vietnamese people have in the world with some other country, we have some political conflicts with others in the long history of Vietnam. So maybe we have the Vietnamese consumer have animosity towards some other country. And for the third study, we find out who are they. And the fourth study, we do with the country one to confirm the structure of the measurement model. And the second one, the fifth one, we do with the second country, and we go back to the study, the study 6 with the country one again, in more detail. So you can look at this research design. You can see that we do a very carefully research to understand the Vietnamese customer to other country. I think this is very good to, especially in marketing sides, because we need to understand our customer, what do they think, and what they think may affect to their buying behavior, for example, and then maybe in tourism, maybe in trade and investment as well. And this is the research result from the first study. The first study with group discussion, we can find that animosity is one of the reason, one of the factor influence the consumer budget intention. These are like country image, national reputation, country of origin, customer perceived value, and some other. So the main thing is animosity is one of the factor influence consumer purchase intention. And for the study 2, we have deep interview with 17 customers. By doing this, we know about the behavior of customer in terms of tourism. Because we have a public with this study, we have a publication with the tourist animosity and its influence in the destination choice in the post-COVID-19 area. This is the study with independent travelers. And the second one, we have another publication in tourist affinity and animosity as well. But the main thing for this study is we know that what are the main reason to the main cause of animosity. We have some factor like economic, politics, culture, and war and pandemics. It depends on the target country. To the study 3, we try to understand which countries does the Vietnamese consumer have animosity. So the first one is China, and the second one is US, and the third one is France, and the fourth one is New Zealand. Given that they are the country have the war with Vietnam, but looking at the value 3.96 is the highest one, but this is not very high animosity, especially to US, France, and New Zealand. This is just the first exploratory study, and then we do the first one with the country one. For this one, we consider what caused the animosity. And the results show that only culture and pandemic caused the animosity, and on the animosity caused the negative impact on willingness to buy. So by doing this, we also find out the measurement. At the beginning, I tell you about the measurement model, because at the beginning, Klein and other people have said that animosity is reflective. But in this study, we confirm it's a conformative structure. I will explain to you much about the formative and the reflective in the study 5 with the country 2. You know that for the main model formative, that means economic, politics, war, and culture cause animosity in general. For the competitive model, we use the reflective model. For reflective model, it is mean that the animosity show that we have economics animosity, politics animosity, and war. You look at the error, it's quite different. And by doing this, we confirm the main model is better. That means consumer animosity have a formative structure in measurement. And we find there are a lot of study consider the reflective. So I would suggest that formative is the suitable one. Not only in my study, but also in the literature about measurement model. And we do the study 5 with the country 2, and we find that for the country 2, that means the US, only culture have caused the animosity. And the animosity have negative impact on intention to visit to this country. Similarly, the culture animosity caused the consumer animosity in general. But animosity doesn't impact on the willingness to buy in country 2. Only the brand attitude have the effect on willingness to buy. For product judgment, very similar. The animosity toward this country, the country two, doesn't impact the willingness to buy. And then we come back to the country one. Country one, the consumer animosity is caused by politics, culture, and pandemics. So there are three causes for the consumer animosity, and consumer animosity have negative impact on intention to visit for the country one. And also for the country one, consumer animosity have negative impact on willingness to buy. And similarly for product judgment, they have negative impacts too. So we compare the difference between country one and country two. For country one, the animosity is caused by three factors: economics, culture, and pandemics. And consumer animosity have effect on intention to visit, effect on willingness to buy, negative impact. However, for the country two, only culture have impact on consumer animosity, and consumer animosity doesn't impact intention to visit and willingness to buy. So that is a different. This might we think that animosity is just one of the reasons. And I would like to summarize my result. Vietnamese consumer animosity to country one much more than country two. And the second one, consumer animosity is formative structure. It's not reflective. Nowadays we find sometimes we find some research paper use reflective structure. So I really call for people to use formative, because it's I think it's suitable not only for my research but also in the literature review. The culture, the pandemic, the politics, and some other reason may cause the consumer animosity. And the implication I would like to mention that we should reduce the culture differences and enhance sustainable development program. For example, we study more about the exploring trade opportunities, the role of technology in enhancing the relationship between any two countries, especially the culture insight and business practice. So by doing this research, I find that cultural insight is very important for consumer to understand other country, to understand the company, the products. I really emphasize the role of cultural insight. Besides that, we should consider the sustainable trade investment trends in for future study relating to understand the behavior of customer. This is the summaries of my study. By doing this, we know that animosity is just one of the reasons affect the consumer behavior. And culture is very important, so we call for more research in cultural insight in marketing. And this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for let me have a good opportunity to share my research to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Dr. Fu. It is very interesting research about consumer animosity and willingness to buy, especially in a global context influenced by political, social, and cultural issues. Okay, our last speakers, we continue to our last speakers. Our last speakers is Assistant Professor Dr. Khairung Chaikambang. Okay, Dr. Khairung, can you hear my voice? Oh, sorry, Dr. Khairung. I cannot hear your voice.
Okay.
Okay.
I hear your voice. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Okay, Dr.
Okay.
Khairul, before you do the presentation, I will introduce you to the participants. Dr. Khairul Chaikambang, she's a lecturer and Vice Dean for Administration and Planning at Faculty of Administrative Science from Kalasin University, Thailand. She also has many research publications and books. How are you, Dr. Khairul?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, can I share slide?
Yes, yes, you can share slide. Okay, Dr. Khairul will present about financial sustainability, a conceptual measure for risk management and sustainable value creation. Okay, Dr. Khairul, you can start your presentation about 20 minutes.
Wait a little. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Okay.
First, thank you for the opportunity to participate in conference. And welcome to my presentation. My name is Chairung Chaikambang. I'm from Faculty of Administrative Science, Kalasin University, Thailand. Today, I'm going to present about financial sustainability, a conceptual measure for risk management and sustainable value creation. Let's start with sustainability. Has become a widely accepted buzzword in both company and society at large. However, sustainability not perfunctory lip service. It has become the main objective of management as evidenced in most industrial countries by corporate governance. Codes expressing good governance despite implementation difference between countries. In methodological terms, the question arises how to measure sustainability as a new primary objective of the company. Scholarly research has been dealing with the concept of sustainability for decades, a term that refers to both a time dimension and scope dimension. Accordingly, sustainability must ensure that it meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Furthermore, three goals of what is referred to as the three pillars of sustainability that focus on economic, social, and environmental. It is primarily used by business and other organizations to evaluate their sustainability and responsibility to stakeholders. On the other hand, the three pillars of sustainability, also known as the triple bottom lines or TBL, are people, planet, and profits. This pillar represents three key areas organizations should consider when stepping for sustainability, social responsibility, environmental responsibility, and economic viability. By embracing sustainability principles, organizations can reap a multitude of benefits in terms of value creation, enhanced performance, and more. In the modern day, a measurement concept of financial sustainability is also important, especially for strategic and holistic risk governance approach. So, this study proposed a way to measure financial sustainability based on, in general, definition is assumed that economic agents are long-term focused, risk management, and value sustainability. This study conduct a review literature. 42 publications from the Web of Science database were published between 2016 to 2025. The review highlight the manifest impact of practice linkage of financial sustainability dimension on business performance. The following are studies that provide a concept measurement of financial sustainability. First, they define financial sustainability is the relationship between the two variables, investment and return. So the indicator are return on assets or ROA and return on equity or ROE. Next. Financial sustainability defined as the company ability to use resources to obtain returns. So financial sustainability equal S times T times P times E. S is sales margin and T is assets turnover, P is payout ratio, and E is equity multiplier. Next. Financial sustainability is responsible corporate practice that enhance long-term value and attract investors seeking sustainable performance. So financial sustainability equal SM times AT times P times CM. So indicators are sales margin, assets turnover, payout ratio, capital multiplier. Next. Financial sustainability is ability to generate value for owner and provide continuity of operation in the long term using an optimal combination of investment and resource of financing. So indicators are return on equity and measurement shown in slide. The price to book ratio, the ratio of total assets to current assets, revenue to total assets, the current liquidity ratio, the average value of debt ratio, the share of retained earnings in revenue, the inverse interest coverage ratio, and then financial sustainability refers to the maximum growth rate of operating revenue that can be achieved under the condition that an enterprise maintains the target operating efficiency and financial policy without issuing new shares. So indicators are revenue generation, cost management, cash flow management, risk management, and investment management. And then financial sustainability defined as a crucial control parameter that complements shareholder value for risk-adverse investor. It can be viewed as a secondary condition for investment decision. It's aimed to reduce refinancing as insolvency risk, leading to risk as just assets return in an imperfect capital market with financing restriction and insolvency costs. So indicators are firm growth, survival probability, risk profile, and risk return profile. Next. Financial sustainability is the ability of firm to generate profit, increase the value of invest capital, and repay its short and long-term liability at the same time. So the indicator are sustainable growth ratio or SGR equal retention ratio multiplied return on equity. SGR is defined as the long-term growth rate that a firm may anticipate in determined by increasing the return on equity profit retention rate of the firm. And the last, financial sustainability is the long-term survivability of company and its ability to generate value for its owner. So indicators are the net profit to equity ratio, the total asset to current asset ratio, the asset turnover ratio, the current ratio, the total liability to total asset ratio. From previous literature review, the estimation of financial sustainability requires the inclusion of several financial factors that might have an impact on business performance. Moreover, the inference on the financial sustainability of a firm is highly dependent on comparison with other homogeneous objects in a data set. This study identified that complex indicator of financial sustainability based on measurement of value and continuity. For summary, value measurement is associated with ROA, ROE, sales margin, asset turnover, payout ratio, return on equity, the price to book ratio, the ratio to total asset to current asset, the revenue to total assets, revenue generation, cost management, cash flow management, risk management, firm growth, survival, probability, risk appraisal, and the measurement of continuity include financial factors associated with equity multiplier, the current liquidity ratio, the ratio of total assets to current assets, revenue to assets, revenue generation, cost management, cash flow management, risk management, firm growth, survival probability, and risk appraisal. So the concept of financial sustainability of a business entity implies maintaining a financial policy whereby management can balance between risk and return. This study proposed applying the complex indicating of financial sustainability that consists of the measurement of value and continuity of company. So, company with high sub-indicator of value and continuity demonstrate a high level of financial sustainability, while undervalued and insolvent entity with low value of sub-indicator had a low level of sustainability comparing to the other firm. That is my presentation, and thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much for your very nice presentation, Dr. Khairul. I think the point is financial sustainability is not only complements shareholder value, but also becomes an important parameter for long-term investors who avoid a high risk. Okay, now we continue to the discussion sessions. Okay, for this discussion session, I will open for 3 questions. Okay, 2 questions from offline participants in this auditorium and one question from online participants in Zoom. So if you want to ask a question, please mention your name, your question, and to which speakers the question is addressed. Okay, now we already have a question from online participant from Zoom. Okay, this is the question from our rector, Dr. Andi Kushermanto. The question is to Dr. Nuraida. Okay, I will read the question. Okay, considering the generational gap in digital literacy, how can organization effectively manage human resource to ensure that digital transformation efforts support rather than hinder long-term sustainability goals? Okay, this question is for Dr. Nuraida. Okay, now I will open for the next two questions. Okay, please mention. Okay, these two questions. Please, someone can assist me to. Yes, thank you. Okay, please mention your name, sir, and then the question is addressed to which speakers.
Terima kasih. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Teresa. My question to Dr. Teresa. Yes.
Okay.
My name's Tio, and I'm currently a master student in management at Universitas Pekalongan.
Okay.
Thank you for the informative presentation. I would like to ask a question related to inflation volatility, particularly and in the context of small and import-dependent economies like Timor-Leste. Yes. Given the country's economic structure, would you say that inflation volatility is more influenced by external or internal factors? And what will be the key implication for macroeconomic policy in this case? Thank you very much for your attention and to answer my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, for the last question, okay, from this side, okay, please. Please mention your name and then the question is addressed for which speakers, okay?
Okay, good morning, ma'am and everyone. My name is Vivian Jasinjoyo and I was a student of international class in second semester, Faculty of Economy and Business, and in management program. And I would like to ask Ms. Teresa, I heard that Timor-Leste is in the process of joining ASEAN. In that context, I'm a little bit curious about, are there any challenges or things that still need to be prepared, particularly in terms of sustainable economic returns? And to what extent can Timor-Leste contribute to future ASEAN regional economic cooperation? And pardon me if any word or sentences are offensive. I didn't mean to be. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have one more question from online, from Zoom. This is a question from Mr. Ali Imran. The question is for Dr. Fu. Okay, Dr. Fu, this is the question for you. Okay, I will read the question. Okay, does the phenomenon of ethnocentrism, preferring local products, influence consumers' willingness to buy products from other countries in the current digital era, and what strategy should international company employ so that consumer who had this product can return to buying them regardless of their country of origin? Okay, I think that's the question for you, Dr. Fu. Okay, now maybe Dr. Teresa, you can answer for the first question.
Okay, thank you, Dio, for Dio. Okay, Tio. It's a Tio or Tio? Oh, Tio. Okay, Tio. Okay, thank you so much for the questions. Like as I say, the inflation is one like a macroeconomics that Timor-Leste facing right now, because it's not a secret because Timor-Leste it's really rely on importation goods from overseas. So for the macroeconomics, it's like something that we cannot control, because our central bank, like BCTL, cannot impose some pressure to the importer to decrease the price. But because at the same time you use like a US dollar, so our for the fiscal political policy, it's become unsure, because our central bank cannot decrease the interest rate or for the tax as well. And other questions? Okay, thank you. Okay,
That's it's okay, Mr. Tio, for the answer. Okay, thank you. Okay, maybe for the second question, this is from international class students. Okay, please can you repeat the question?
No, her name.
Oh, sorry, her name. Sorry, your name is Fifi. Jesslyn. Sorry, Jesslyn.
Okay, thank you for the questions because right now we are preparing to be member of the ASEAN. It's a good thing because through other members we will have the benefits to become the member of ASEAN. But in the other side, Timor-Leste is still weak because it's we do not have big manufacturers or other company, the big company, and our youth, they are not well preparing to compete with others people from Asian countries. So it will be a great risk for the Timor-Leste itself, because in the future maybe some Timorese will lose their job because they cannot compete with some Asian country. So maybe they just lose their credibility, because right now we do not have a lot of job in Timor-Leste, and to become a member of ASEAN, we have great honors to be the members. But in the future, right now, we didn't see our preparation for the youth or Timorese people to compete with some overseas workforce that can go and work there. So, but for the tax, it's a good thing for the Timor-Leste to become a member of ASEAN. So maybe the tax will be reduced, but for inflation or other things, it cannot be. Thank you.
Okay, how about It's okay for the answer. Just okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Teresa. Now we go to the Dr. Nuraida. Dr. Nuraida, yes, you can answer for the question.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the questions. Basically, the question is asked regarding how to handle the digital gap across the generations, instead of promoting or instead hinder the organization to success. I'm start to answer basically when we want to handle the generation gaps. Okay, in digital literacy, we start with embedding in the selection process of selections by putting the digital competency as one of the priorities, one of the criteria. And again, it doesn't stop during the selection. After hiring, we also know that the technology is keep on changing, and everyone have a different pace of learning. Okay, that's why instead of from the selections and after hiring, the organization and also the HR especially must look into the training and development. Okay, encourage the employee to participate in digital forum, digital platform and sharing. Okay, instead of pushing them, but we are actually encouraging the employee and cultivate the cultures of digital in the organizations. That's my answer.
Okay, thank you very much. If Dr. Andi still join the Zoom, still join? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much for your answer, Dr. Nuraida. And for the last question, this is the question for Dr. Fu. Please, Dr. Fu, you can answer the question.
Okay. Thank you very much for your question, Ali Imran. Your question is very interesting. Because I supervise undergraduate student about ethnocentrism when he was a student, and just last month he finished his master thesis about ethnocentrism and animosity to consumer willingness to buy. So his thesis, the result of his thesis confirmed that both ethnocentrism and animosity have significantly positive impact on the willingness to buy. So for the first questions, the both ethnocentrism and animosity have a negative impact on willingness to buy. And the second question is about the strategy should international companies employ so that consumer who hate these products. Okay, by doing the reverse research, we find that animosity is just one of the factors that influence the willingness to buy, especially in the case of the US. People may don't like US. But because the US product is very good, especially in the case of Vietnamese consumer, they may don't like because of something, but just their feeling. And to make the decision to buy, it depends on other things like brand attitude, especially the product judgment. So I think about the new digital marketing, digital brand equity. This is the new, not really new, but like new terms in this area. So we can do marketing. We can let other people understand about. Because I believe that I don't like something. I don't like someone because I don't really understand them. But when we understand them, we may change our attitude. We may like them. So digital marketing is a good way so that people, the consumer, may understand the country better. That's my suggestion. Thank you for your questions.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer, Dr. Fu. I think all the questions already answered by the speakers. So now we come to the end of the session. So I will conclude about our activity and discussion today. So our conference today has presented various valuable insight and perspective on business and financial transformation in the digital and sustainable era. And this team emphasized that change is not something we avoid, but we direct and manage with strategy, innovation, and collaboration. So on behalf of the conference organizer, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all speakers for their scientific contribution. So please give very big applause for all speakers today. I would like also to thank to the all participants who have been actively discussing and providing positive energy throughout the session. I think that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I return the session to the MC.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you very much for the insightful presentation. Thank you, Dr. Teresa. Thank you, Professor Dr. Mahirun, and thank you, Dr. Melisa, for guiding these plenary sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, after this session ends, we will take a break, and after that, we will have session 2 to continue for the papers presentations for the presenters. So for the presenters, by 1 p.m., you may go to the room based on informations that previously shared on WhatsApp group. And for the online presenters, also can use the Zoom link because it's still the same. And please also proceed your assigned breakout rooms by 1 p.m. And ladies and gentlemen, so that's all for the session 1. For the participants, after this session ends, you may leave this room to continue your own activities. And for the presenters and the guests, after the session ends, we invite you to the 7th floor of this building. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all for the session 1, and thank you very much.